Diana Falzone, and this is 4for4. Today we're talking about Robin Williams' apparent tragic suicide at the age of 63. We talked to sources who say his recent career troubles sent him into an emotional tailspin. Chris, what was going on?
Well, it sounds like what happened was his TV show was canceled in May. He also had a movie that came out in May that just bombed. And those things happening back to back, from what we've heard, sent him into a kind of emotional tailspin. Another thing also happened. Apparently, he was suffering from survival guilt. Like 3 of his good friends died, and he felt like he was the only one who made it. What made him so special, and all of that. Sounds like it just got to him in a terrible way.
I think it's important to remember that depression was something that Robin Williams struggled with for a very long time, as was addiction. This was a lifelong battle that he was fighting against. And it's no one thing that pushes you over the edge. Depression is a disease, and unfortunately for Robin, he wasn't able to seek the appropriate help.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of the sources that spoke to FoxNews.com said that he had been really vocal about his issues, but somewhat closed off about his own private life. He wanted to help others, but was unable to really help himself. So it's certainly a really tragic story.
And if there's just one positive glimmer from this tragedy, it is that we are having an open dialogue about the state of mental illness and the negative stigma that's attached. Now, fans everywhere are sending their condolences, especially those in the armed forces, where Williams had a huge fan base. Kate, why was he so popular with our men and women in uniform?
Well, our armed forces say that Robin Williams really put his money where his mouth is. He spoke to more than 90,000 troops throughout the course of his career, and he was constantly a source of happiness and humor on the base. He went and visited nonstop, did these comedic tours, and he really resonated with the fans, and I think really cheered them up when they needed it most.
It's not that he went once, it's that he kept on giving back to the troops. And I think that really sets him apart from other celebrities that maybe visit once. He kept giving.
Yeah, he visited 13 countries. He went over and over again, and everybody who came said he really cared, and veteran issues were very close to him.
My brother actually was overseas in Iraq when Robin came and visited, and last night we were talking, and my brother said out of all the celebrities that came over, like Vince Vaughn and numerous others, he said that Robin actually took the time to speak to as many as possible, one-on-one, and to just make sure they were doing okay. So this was someone who really cared. This was never a PR stunt. Sensitive soul indeed. Robin's colleagues have also been incredibly emotional. Gabrielle, which of his friends' Twitter eulogies really touched you?
I mean, I cried, honestly, reading through the Twitter stream just to see how beloved he was by fans, especially people in the industry. But I really loved seeing Judd Apatow's tweet. He tweeted that he started working at this comedy club just to be close to Robin Williams, and to see how he inspired others who have in turn brought so much laughter to the world is really special.
Yeah, I liked what Steven Spielberg said. He called him a lightning storm of comedic talent. I mean, I think that really captures what he was. He was just like, he was crackling. Whenever you saw him, he was on, but there was always that dark thing that was pulling, that really made him, you couldn't take your eyes off him.
I thought all of the tweets that you guys just mentioned were fantastic. I did like Billy Crystal's because it was very lighthearted and very sincere, saying, Jeannie, you're free. You're free of your demons, you're free of whatever was troubling you, and I thought that was really touching.
Yeah, I actually feel the same sentiment, that Billy Crystal just encapsulated what was really going on with him and that he was suffering. So hopefully he's in a better place now. His sudden passing has everyone recounting their favorite Robin Williams roles. Chris, what was yours?
I have to go back to the one that made him a star, Mork from Ork. I was a kid then. I was actually in the Pinewood Derby as a Cub Scout, as a Weebelo, and I made my Pinewood Derby car the Morkmobile. And that Morkmobile came in second, I'll have you know.
That is fantastic. Well, I'm going to go with the classic Mrs. Doubtfire, because my parents got divorced right when that came out, and my mom and I must have watched it 25 times. We absolutely loved it. It cracked us up, and it was one of his best, for sure.
As much as I loved his comedy, I loved what he brought to some of these more serious roles. The movies that touched me the most when I was in high school were Good Will Hunting and Dead Poets Society. Those are movies that, to me, I can watch them 1,000 times and they never get old.
He was so diversified as a talent. I mean, from, like you said, serious dramas to uplifting comedies to even cartoons. Mine was Aladdin. I absolutely loved it. And you could sense just his happy nature, and he was an incredible inspiration, and he will be sorely missed. Thanks for joining us. Tell us your favorite Robin Williams moments on Twitter at #444.